Dr. Martin Luther King, the leader of the nonviolence movement, had been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee. As the news said, Dr. King was standing on the balcony of a second-floor hotel room when a shot was fired from across the street. My hero is dead. How could this evil man ever murder such a good person? Why did Dr. King go back to Memphis? He didn't have to go back there. He dedicated his life to love and to justice between his fellow human beings. He died for that cause. He's such a kind and brave man who lit up our dark lives. Without him, I don't even know what to do. Dr. King's speech is truly inspiring. I can still feel his words stirring in my head.
Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice.
Yes, we are born equal to whites, but for hundreds of years since we black people stepped onto this land, we have been enslaved, tortured, and even killed by so-called superior white men. Now, thanks to Dr. King, our rights have been brought to attention worldwide. I know it's time for a change. We have long ways struggling for equality. My people are trying the best to be non-violent and rational. Yet, we have only been met with violent opposition. I remember once, we, a bunch of students, were just sitting in a restaurant protesting about unfair treatment, when all in a sudden some white policeman rushed in, starting to seize my hair and beating me on my head. I saw blood. At that time, we had no other choice than fighting back. I began to doubt our approach. We are treated differently everywhere in this white-dominated society. I hate those signs with "colored people only" written on them that hang on public facilities. I hated being fired from my job just because I fight for my people's right to vote. When I encountered those situations, I could no longer keep my fist clenched. Should we use violence or not? I'm confused. However, when I heard about the killing of Sammy Young Jr., anger boiled in my system, as hot as lava. A good leader and participator in the SNCC. He was the first to be killed among us. I want to shout, to beat someone, or to smash things. I'm young, I have power. The SNCC split. We could not reach an agreement. Some of us favored non-violence, yet I changed my mind and moved to the other side. Carmichael was first to argue that blacks should be free to use violence in self-defense. He said that revolutionary violence is needed to overthrow oppression. I agreed with him. However, I could not forget Dr. King's words. We must not allow our creative protest to degenerate into physical violence. Was I doing the right thing? We started by protesting against segregation, and now we are more creating separation. So what was the point? We were trying to find our place in society and gain respect from whites. I thought of Dr. King and his speech. I began to question whether I was doing the right thing. Would I make Dr. King proud or shamed? After all this, There's only one thing left: peace. Violence is a prison, and the only real freedom is freedom without violence. I have felt the violence, and I never want to touch it again. Just as Dr. King said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. I realized he was right the whole time, and I'm glad that I found my values.